Hey, AfterBuzzers, welcome to another after show for TNT's Animal Kingdom. Tonight we're breaking down Season 2, Episode 7, Dig. And we have a special guest in studio, so stick around.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Oh.
Yes.
No, do you know? No,
Hey.
oh.
There we go.
No.
I feel like you should me. Like,
She's like, I'm here for the first time.
live fast, die young, bad girls do it well.
We are coming in hot because it ended hot. My goodness. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm your host, Alina Vision. You can follow me on all social media at Alina Vision. And to my left, I got my girl, Layla.
Hello, that would be Layla.
Lila, sorry. I think it was because before we were going over with the engineer.
Layla,
all of us have like crazy names.
But it doesn't matter because you can find me on Instagram at Layla.
That's right, and we got our special guest to the left
Yes,
of
we
her,
do.
Miss Olga Aguilar, and she plays Lena's nanny. We got introduced to her today.
Yes.
Yes.
Thanks for having
We didn't get a
me.
name though. So
Allison.
Allison.
Or Allie. You'll see.
Oh, we got questions about that. Where can people find you on social media?
On social media, it's at @official_Olga Aguilar. I know that's long, so just Olga Aguilar. You'll find
they're
me.
impressed.
There you go.
cool.
And to her left, we got Miss Leslie.
Hello, here I am, and I got that blue and white stripes memo today, guys. Leslie Ambriz here. You can
Oh my
find her.
gosh!
I didn't get the memo.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Sorry, that side did not.
Oh,
Wow.
too bad.
Because they're average.
Oh my goodness. I could listen to this song.
That is awesome.
So funny.
It's the best.
It works.
That is
Here we are.
like identical. That's scary.
It is, and you guys
That's just on
can
it.
talk to us about it. Just tweet me or Instagram me.
Or you know
is
what?
that the
They
word?
could get on the chat because we're
Yeah,
gonna have the live
get on
chat
the
up.
chat, guys.
Yes,
Make
please.
it happen.
Yes, come talk to us. We're gonna be talking to
Because
our
like
guests.
the YouTube comments, we read them all.
We do.
We read them all.
I know.
We read them. Sometimes I don't reply, but like seriously, the live chat is so much fun. If you guys have like more intense theories than we do, or even are like, hey, you guys forgot to talk about this, you can always throw it on there. You can even ask Olga some questions right now.
Inside scoop.
Yeah.
Wait, don't you want to know?
Let's
Take
start with
advantage.
that. I want to talk about your character. So Lena has a new nanny.
She does. Baz is having a hard time taking care of his only child.
Right.
I don't know how that,
Just one.
Right, just
Tough
one.
job.
Singular.
Just one. I know people take care of many children, but he's having trouble, and he kind of pawns her off to other people, and you see him having more and more trouble and disconnect with her. And she finally realizes that in this episode, like, why do I want to hang out with you?
Yeah, like
You know?
she was over him.
Yes.
Lena was over him.
Lena was like, I'm getting familiarized with your lifestyle and that you're never around, so she called him out for being a little
Yeah.
kid. She's
Who
wise.
called you for the job?
What do you mean?
Your character.
Who hired you?
What's
Hush
the
hush. It's a
backstory?
hush hush for the whole family, you know?
Are you gonna find out?
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, you know they do hire a lot of people like Smurf, like anybody shoots
Yeah.
shots and
That's
stuff.
true.
So we will
so they're
learn
not-
like Allie's backstory throughout the next few episodes.
A little bit. I think I'm more of a helper throughout
Right.
the whole show. Of like, I have 3 episodes. This is the first one. It's more of a helper of like giving more information that can help or hinder. But I think I'm the helper. You know, I have. Somebody has to have a heart in this show, a genuine heart and soul, and I think that's gonna be me.
I was gonna say Lena, but
I know,
Yeah.
besides
Yeah,
Lena,
yeah, but that makes
as
sense
an
'cause
adult,
you're her, of
sorry,
course,
she's
of
pure,
course.
she's a child, so nobody
Yes.
can touch her. But as an adult,
You guys
I
will
think
form your like duo.
yeah, we're like a power of like one together. Me and Lena eventually.
so cute.
That's cute. That's cute. I love it. I love that she finally has some solid adult, what looks like a solid adult now to
Yeah.
watch over
So
her.
far.
Yeah, so far. Like I was
Far.
smiling. I noticed today, like nobody really smiles on the show.
So true.
Yeah.
Unless they're like
Yeah.
conning somebody, like
Right.
the lady at her house for the gas leak. It was like, yeah, we're here to help.
Yeah,
Like,
Darren came on real nice.
I know. I was like, ooh. I'd be like, you want to come in for water? No, it's kidding.
Lemonade?
I know.
That's for
my
sure.
God.
Exactly. Oh, that's awesome. So how did you get like involved with the project? What was your auditioning process like for that?
I auditioned once with John Levy. He had previously hired me on for Shameless before that, so this is the second time me coming on to his casting office and being like, oh, I remember this, you know, cool, chill guy, whatever.
Is
But
he like the nicest guy? I heard he's super nice.
so
and
nice.
Smart.
But prior to knowing him and how he works, you know, they warned me, like, you know, you need to give him mad respect because he's been in the industry for so long and he knows what he's doing. And, you know, I'm just coming in like, great. I mean, I have to do my part in my work, so I went in there. And, yeah, I think I was the first one there. And he called me in first. And of course, I don't remember that a bunch of producers and writers are going to be in there. Just going there, I'm like, oh, you guys are here. Great. What's up? Like, you know, because usually it's like 2 people in there and that's it. And I did my work, and he's always so supportive of his actors, and he backs you up, and he reiterates what they're trying to tell you. So he was there on my team. I mean, he's there on everybody's team, but, you know, it just felt really comforting. And I did my work, and I was like, great, thanks. That's all I can do, really. As an actor, that's all you can do. Just your basic work. And
Did you audition for Allie?
I did.
Because sometimes I hear that like you audition for a part and they're like, I think you'd be better for this one.
No, this one I did audition for her, specifically for her, but it was supposed to be like 1, maybe 2 episodes, and then ended up being 3. So
Was that
That's
they
cool.
extended it after like you came on, or that was just like a writing decision?
they had already warned me that it might be 2, then it ended up being 2, and then all of a sudden they were like, we're gonna throw you a 3rd one. Like later after I shot and stuff, so I was like, oh man,
Yeah.
that's great.
Oh,
You know?
yeah.
That's awesome.
And the great part about it, the crew on the show was most of the people from Shameless. So when I went on the set, I was like, hey, I know you. Hey, I know you too. I remember, like, you know. So it was very
Does
comforting.
that happen a lot?
I think so. When one show's on hiatus, they'll go to the next one. You know, just go back and forth. I
yeah.
assume,
Yeah.
but that's how it was. So I was like so happy. I was like,
you're
oh,
comfortable.
yes.
Yeah.
I was, not like the first jitters of like, what do I do with my hands and where do I sit? Can I like, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm still a newbie to the whole thing. So feeling that warm welcome of everybody that I knew, I was like, yay.
Yeah, that's
Awesome. That's really cool.
And on Shameless, you were in the episode where they were going to kick the family out of their house. right?
Yes. So they were in the auction and they were going to lose their home, which they ended up doing with my family. We bought it and we won the auction and we moved in and, you know, like.
I honestly, I
Spoiler
haven't
alert.
seen the show, and I hear
That was like
so
2
much
seasons
about
ago.
it. Do you watch it?
No, I haven't watched it.
Yeah,
need
I
to
heard
see
so
it.
much about it,
Like,
so I'm like,
The similarities between this show and Shameless are insane.
I
Just
think you were
not
telling
like
me, just
character-wise,
John
but like
Levy.
the twists and turns.
Yeah.
The family, like, you need each other, but they all don't need each other. Like, they are very
Kind
good
of
apart.
like Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
Like, they all want to separate so bad and do their own thing and be like grown up, mature on their own, but Smurf just like reels him back. I'm like, where do you think you're going? I need you for my next job.
I mean, she has such an uncanny way of being able to reel them back in, even when they're
yeah.
resisting so much, like Darren and Craig,
Yeah.
completely resisting. And then that last shot, it was like family portrait,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah.
Especially in this episode
It
today.
really was. Like,
Yeah.
even the fact that they were on a cliff, like, burning, or what is it, with the
think it was
acid,
acid,
like,
yeah.
getting rid of the
Totally.
bones and everything. It was like,
But you can
Yeah.
still see their separation. Like the mom's ahead of it. You see Baz by himself. The 2 other brothers together because they're like
Yeah.
attached to each other.
Yeah.
And you see Pope like, you know, on the background seeing what's going on. Like,
that's
it's
true.
just
That was
totally that
very,
picture.
like, purposeful blocking.
Yeah, for sure. And something's burning. You just don't know what. You know, like it's
that family.
there.
It reminded me of the time that they were sitting at the table when they were like, maybe we all get what we
dessert.
Right,
want,
that cheers.
but not what we
No,
deserve.
we
Yes.
deserve.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one was like
Yeah.
I think that's the
about
first time you
power.
saw Smurf or you see what Smurf did to them as kids. Like she trained them. She's just like, I'm gonna manipulate you guys and train them to the core, and this is what we say, this is what we do. And so that was like, you know, a loving, touching moment of like, this is our bonding moment. But if you really think about it, that was like, this is what we do and this is what we say. That you know, like a little military. So
She does run it like that. Do you guys think, going into the episode just real quick, that she's so authoritative or kind of runs things like a tyrant over the boys because of what Pope said about her, Manny, and Jake from before? Where he was like, I thought you ran things, but Manny did this and Jake did this. Like, what did you do? Just watch? So I kind of got the idea of like, damn, she didn't have power before. So when she got these boys, she was like, I know what to do. Like, I'm going to get them to do the jobs.
On top of that, that's the first time I found out that she was an orphan too.
Yeah, or she was in the foster system.
Yeah. So I'm assuming like that explains a lot as to why she now feels so empowered and why she should feel empowered, and because she wasn't anybody before, you know. So now she's like the king of the castle.
I thought he was telling her that, saying like, because that's all she does now is watch. She doesn't get her hands dirty.
That's true.
Yeah.
So I was like, is he saying it like that, or did she really not have any power? I was really interested to see. But, and I wish that they would have shown the skull, because she brought up the fact that I think Manny shot him in the stomach, and Javi said he was shot in the back of the head by Smurf.
Oh, you're
So
right.
I was hoping,
That would have been interesting.
yeah, to
well,
see.
it's still in the bag. So.
No,
they burned it.
Yeah, they totally
I
burned
swear
it.
I watched it.
But you know what?
That's right.
We did see the skull, but it was
Right.
always tilted, and somebody's hand was always around the back of
I
it.
could have sworn I saw a hole, but I don't know. Who knows? We'll see.
maybe it won't burn.
It might come back.
I know.
Every line is purposeful, so I wouldn't doubt
Every single line. There were so many good quotes, I feel like, in this episode that just really revealed a lot about the characters, like you were saying, especially with Smurf. So where should we start? It's like, where do you even start with this episode? Because we're coming off such a crazy episode, the last episode.
Right.
So I guess the aftermath, you know, they come into the house, everything's just a disaster completely. And Craig and Darren don't want to answer the phone from Smurf at all. I mean,
Which isn't a surprise.
yeah,
No, not at all.
no. They don't want to answer the phone. You know, Baz goes and picks up Nikki, because I was wondering, who's going to go pick up Nikki?
I
I thought she was gonna be walking
walk
alone.
home, yeah.
Honestly, when the car pulled up, I was like, "They're bad." Like, no, it's bad.
it was so funny because I was like, why don't you just use your navigation? Like on
know.
your phone?
I know.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same
And I'm
thing
like,
too.
Get an
go with
Uber.
it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like,
She
no,
could have
what
figured
they're
it
not
out.
going to. That's
She has no
Nikki's
burner
paid-
phone.
Nikki's not the
Okay.
smartest, you know?
No one's there to pay her bill.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
So
I
true.
think going back with what you said with Pope and calling out Smurf, I feel like you saw that in the previous episodes. You know, his little, of like, he's pickpocketing every single thing that Smurf does. Like, oh, you said this, but that was a lie. Let me just put that away. 'Cause I'm
Right.
going to remember it later on that you lied to me then, and I wonder what else you lied to. You know, like,
Yeah.
he's just, like, tearing her
So true.
apart.
Yeah.
And I think him with his new girlfriend, you know, the church lady, I think that's helping him come out more of like a normal human being. Because I mean, in the first season, he was just like a little crazy. You know?
Yeah.
Now he has more of a human side, so I feel like now he's actually wanting to know about her.
Right.
They're digging deep, for
And,
sure.
and you know,
Right.
especially him. And so I think I was like, oh my God, what's he gonna do to her? You know, because you never know what Pope's gonna do. He's trained to kill. He's gonna kill.
That is
you
true.
know?
Yeah.
That
So the
is
fact
true.
that he's questioning his own mom, it's like, what are you trying to end up doing to this woman? You know, so.
And especially, I think now he's worried that the cops are gonna find Kath. Like, he's done a lot of dirty work for her.
Yes.
And it's going to
For
go back to
sure.
him. She's
For
going to get out
sure.
clean.
That's
yeah.
the thing. She always knows how to get herself out clean. She knew going to the boys that they do the work and they dispose of the body that would link her to the murder.
Yeah.
And I mean, she just always has a plan. That's why we came in with that song.
She's bad.
So bad.
That's why.
She's bad.
She's so
for
bad.
sure.
She's so good.
She is. She
Which-
definitely is.
Makes me wonder, do you think that Pope will eventually ask Smurf to dispose of the bones of Kath to kind of have his back?
Do you think they will, though? And then maybe she won't
That's
do
what I'm
it?
saying. Like, I mean, will she do it? I don't know. But I don't know. I kind of see something like that coming along.
I don't know. The fact
possible.
that it's weird because the fact
Rosie
that
on the couch, right?
She's saying yes.
the fact that Baz hasn't really tried so much, or you haven't seen that, it's kind of like worrisome. Like he's like worried, like, oh, something happened to her. I'll get an investigator. I'll get something. But he's really not. That's not his top priority.
Right.
He's not being proactive about it.
And that Pope is like, you don't even know what she did for you.
Yeah.
You don't even know what Kath has done for Lena. You don't even know what, like, you're not worried.
That's so bad.
You know?
I think because he has Lucy in his life. So when you have someone else in your life distracting you, it's like...
True. And maybe maybe
Just
the
like that.
nanny.
I was going to
She's
say
like, I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Predictions early on.
Writers.
Yeah.
Look at me turn red.
Damn. Getting
All right, so
steamy
tell
with
us,
Sweetman.
what episode you guys hook up in? That's really why we brought you.
It was, I'm thirsty. I'm
Come
sorry.
on!
Oh, goodness.
Just gotta keep
Alright.
watching.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like looking through Twitter and there's like some crazy like just fans talking about the show. It's insane. If you
I
guys
love
want to
it.
pop up on the live chat too, we'd be able to talk to you guys more interactively.
Definitely come talk to us. Let's see. So, getting back to Baz, were you guys surprised that he gave the church money to Javi? That he actually was like, I'm gonna bail you out, just don't tell the other guys until you can pay me back.
I feel like they all do that.
Yeah.
Yeah?
So I was
All
a bit
those sons
confused.
do
I didn't know
that.
if he was pulling a Pope where he just like talks and
No, that's where he got the money from.
Yeah.
Was the church money.
Oh, I could see it because I feel like that was showing us even more of Smurf's power over Baz that she still
course.
has. Because he could have, with anybody else, like any of the guys being like, oh, hey, let's use the church money for, let's say, like the yacht heist, he would have been like, hell no, like figure it out yourself. But the minute that Smurf said something, like we didn't even have a scene of him like thinking about it. It was just like, next scene, they're on their way already going to get the
And
money.
you can tell Smurf's face. She's like, I'm never paying you back.
yeah. It's like, I'm gonna sell the
And
house.
he knows it.
Yeah.
He knows
you're
it.
never getting this again.
Yeah.
So do we
so
believe that she
disgusting.
cleared out that storage unit?
No, not at all.
Stacks and stacks and oh my god.
She had like diamonds and watches and everything in there, and
That's
you know
her
what's-
retirement fund right there.
Yeah,
She's good.
Jay doesn't say anything to Baz about telling them about the storage unit. It's gonna come back. I
Yeah.
think they're gonna find it because even we saw the preview where they're like, "Oh, she's been skipping out on us for the next episode." I feel like that's when.
That's ones that's
It's like
gonna
the
come
lies.
back.
The lies
check-
are
check it
like
out.
are coming to light. Like
Right.
everybody's seeing that everybody else is being shady. Even the brothers, Craig and Darren, they're like so close, but you see how shady they are to each other and like what they've done. So I think it's like they're breaking apart.
You think
like
Darren and
individual-
Craig or?
No, I think
Oh,
everybody
everyone.
individually, like they're. It's not like Pope is gonna go with Smurf now. It's like Pope is now removing himself, you know, and Darren really wants to just be at the bar and like, be his own adult and be
know.
responsible.
Love it.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's pulling apart, and you can see Craig like being like, "Oh shit, I need to get my stuff together," you know, like I need to be not dependent on somebody, you know, even though he likes a teenage girl for whatever.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't
she is still in high
understand.
school.
Yes,
Yeah.
with Jay, yes.
She's like studying chemistry.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, they
remember
haven't
we were
graduated?
like, maybe she's 18.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, no.
Nah, she's still there. And I still don't understand like why Craig leans on her so much or why he like cares for her. I feel like she was so disposable for him.
But that's why he likes her.
Yeah.
What guy wouldn't want a girl like that? Where it's like,
But he like
It's like a
actually
little
whatever.
puppy.
takes
Like,
care
who
of
Yeah.
her.
doesn't want a little
really.
puppy?
yeah. And she's
Or a
not
little
losing
kitten or
anything.
whatever.
She's not losing anything.
I
you
just
know?
feel like it's unnecessary, but you guys know I'm never
I
Team
know.
Nikki, so
Well, you were last episode.
I was a little bit.
Like
She
one
came through
episode.
with
A little
clutch
bit.
Yeah.
last
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
She did. I will give her that.
Jay taught her how to use a gun today, so
I mean, she's
maybe.
proving herself
Yeah.
to be more mature. Just like Jay, I think they have their own little storyline of
Aw,
like
they're
trying
growing
to
together.
Yes, they are totally. And I think
Yeah.
Smurf is taking advantage of both of them. Like they're the new little trainee newbies. Like
Yeah.
why not?
Right.
If I'm not gonna have my boys, I'm gonna have these little newbies.
Yeah, I mean, Nikki wants in. Like, she wants to be part of the family. She
Absolutely.
wants the juice. And I would have thought that after last episode, she would have backed away a little bit. Any smart person would have been like, you know what? I got
like, when do you say enough is enough? Right?
Especially she wants the danger, and she did start to call her dad or like, did you guys see that when she had her phone on the couch? She was like, it said like dad and had his number on it, and then Craig walked in. Yeah. So I was like, maybe there's like that fight, you know, to go back to her old safe life.
See if she can get a ticket to Guam.
Please, Nikki, please.
No, I want her to stay. She's like the new female. Yeah, the new trainee. Yeah. I don't know what's gonna happen to her. I want to see. Yes. Please stay.
Fingers crossed for a badass Nikki, and then I'll be on that side.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, Smurf's definitely setting her up, I feel like, to be part of something, because she could be useful. I mean, she even said, you know, we're never going to let anything happen to you, like, you know,
like she could be a driver?
I don't know. I mean, she could be a distraction maybe in, you know, in a
She's
plot.
all pimping around.
She just uses her.
Yeah, it's true. She'd be using power for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
How many times have we seen it in like past movies and films where the girl's a distraction of like, hey, how you doing? You know,
just like that. Hey,
just a shimmy. That's how I do it.
We all walk like that.
When I'm on heists, I'm just like, hey, how you doing?
There you go. So what are we feeling about her and Jay kind of getting back together or whatever they're doing?
I'm for it.
You're for it?
Yeah.
I think it's so weird. Like you have Craig and then Jay. Like it's too close to. Like I don't know. That's like dirty.
I liked it
double
before.
dipping.
Yeah, I liked it before she started hooking up with Craig, and now it's like I'm kind of hoping that they don't.
Really?
Like I'm rooting more for Jay than I am for Nikki. You know, because I just feel like she's already trash.
Oh.
See, I'm not the only one. I mean, we have Rosie calling for a threesome over here.
It's like, how do you do that under the same roof too, like your brothers?
But that was Smurf. That was Smurf.
True, but she didn't say
it's
no.
Animal Kingdom. Like
know.
even though it's
That's
weird in
true.
real life, I'm like, you know what? I see it
Kingdom.
happening.
It happens in the wild.
There are no siblings in the wild.
That makes sense. All right.
It does. The mountain lions that can't get across the freeway, they're inbred. Let me tell you.
The only wildlife
by
we
where
have
you
in Los
live,
Angeles.
right?
Yeah,
see a lot of them.
They're crazy. Okay, so anyway, he's getting back. Talking about Jay, I love seeing like the depth of his character, because in some places, like when he was talking to Pope when they're outside, actually not talking to Pope when they're outside of the house getting the gas in the woman's house. You know, sometimes he's just very quiet and reserved, and you can tell he's just thinking. And then other times we saw that he like did want to take revenge. Like, why don't we just go kill them? So how do you think that's going to play out in the rest of, I don't know, the next episode, I guess
maybe
you could say.
Pope takes on like a new, not father figure, but like a new, you know, good positive role model to Jay as like, don't get ahead of yourself, because maybe that's what Pope did and that's why he was locked up for so long, you know.
Right.
So maybe kind of guiding him through his criminal journey. I don't know, you know, like
you know what's
He's a
interesting?
good mentor, yeah.
With that said, I was actually rooting for Baz when he was talking to Jay about not letting Smurf get him killed. I don't know, but I don't know if you guys remember the scene, but that was a very powerful scene where he was being an actual father.
To the wrong kid.
I know, but he was playing a father role, whether
he
it's
did.
the first time or not, you know, and especially the thoughts that we have about Baz being Jay's dad.
Right, yeah.
So then that makes total sense.
Yeah, I just felt like that was
theory's
his
back.
first.
Yeah.
I know.
Theory is back, and there it is.
Of course, but I mean, I think Jay has his own side already. I feel like he's always going to be on Smurf's side.
I thought you were going to say Nikki.
No. Like,
I was like, yeah, I think so.
On Smurf's side. Like, just like the rest of the boys, they're always going to be on Smurf's side, even though that's not the right answer.
Well, it's because she has something over them.
But
like
I said,
every one of them.
she's got the money. She has the credit cards.
And she's the
one
mom.
that's
She's the loving mom.
The sexy mom.
She's the mom that will beat you down and then give you a long hug and cook you
And
a
then
good
lick your
dinner.
ear.
Right.
And like
And then
make
you're
out with
attached.
you.
Yeah.
And then you're attached.
Come tuck you in.
Yeah. Because
Yeah,
he's
okay.
missing his mom, you know, like might as well.
Sorry. But yeah, I totally threw me off. Sorry. One thing that I thought was kind of interesting, like that you said that he seems like he's on Smurf's side now. I don't know. I kind of feel like there's a part of him that might be still playing the fence. Like, we definitely saw that he was on the Smurf side when Baz asked him, you know, what did you tell the guys? And he didn't give up that whole thing. But then sometimes I still feel like he's trying to prove something to the guys and be a part of their situation.
Maybe it's like every other, I don't know, 10 minutes, he's like, maybe I'll be on this side, maybe on this side.
I feel like he's
Exactly,
trying to
yeah.
discover himself. Like he's trying to see if maybe he can do this on his own.
Oh.
Do you think he will?
Predictions?
Yeah.
Pretty soon he'll just be like, you know what, I'm smart. All of you people always
I
mess
know.
things
All of
up.
you
And
Yeah.
that's what gets me, because I think he would be really good in the team of the brothers, like of the guys, because he's super smart.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
they need that, you know, that would complete their little, you know,
Crew.
team,
It would,
gang,
for
crew,
sure.
you know,
Uh-huh.
because he knows so much, because he's still in just books and that's all he does,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
With Smurf, it's kind of like, can you just go steal that for me? Like, be a good grandson and go, you know, that's how I
Right.
feel that's how
Yeah.
it is. So maybe he's like,
That's what I'm saying. He's learning so
Teetering,
much from
yeah.
everyone that it's like, I can do this on my own eventually.
Who knows?
I don't know.
Who knows? Ooh, that was a prediction, I believe.
I shall repeat it.
We mix them in, you know. We
We
make
do.
it happen.
We really do. And then it comes to predictions, and we're like,
What did I say?
Yeah. How about, do we have any comments going up in the live
haven't seen
chat
the
to
live
display?
I haven't seen the live chat. I've seen my Instagram page.
I was like, should we talk about that?
The live
when
chat.
was that?
What was your last post like?
I know.
Elena?
Yeah.
It was a video. Go check it out.
Yeah, we could pop that live chat up. That'd be amazing. I tried to find it on my phone, and I guess it doesn't work. YouTube mobile.
Oh.
oh, that's
So
so
I wasn't. I just so everyone knows, I wasn't texting. If y'all saw me like down here.
she was.
Oh, there we go. We got the
Texting the
live
mom. No,
chat.
just kidding.
It'll
I know,
be
Mom, I'm at
bigger
work.
soon, hopefully. So yeah, getting back to the whole show, Baz and Pope. I guess we'll get back to that. I love that scene between Baz and Pope when Baz was telling Pope, you know, the cops are following me. Like, you have to take point on this new job because they could be following me. I could have a tail, and you know they suspect that Kath is dead. You could just see like
And
the
then he
intense-
asked, and he
Yeah.
asked
So
him, like, do you think
bad.
she's dead?
Yeah.
Like, I thought he was gonna
Horrible.
cry. I was like, wow, finally an emotion that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah,
you know.
completely.
I think because Lucy had came in the picture like really quickly right after in the house, and it was just like he didn't have time to process. But now that you see like him, like, oh my God, yeah, I think she really is. I'm like,
But I don't think
Well,
he's
do something
sad.
about it, you
Yeah,
know?
I think it's more
Active.
so like, oh, like shit, my ass is on the line. If
right.
they find out she's dead, and I can't figure out who did it or what happened.
I think it's weird though that not weird. It's so expected from him that he brings up the money. Like, oh, she had a different bank account.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, you always about the money.
Uh-huh.
Like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's
Money.
He's
true.
like, where's that? What is it?
Like,
Like,
I feel like
$2,000 or something?
loyalty to them. It's not like someone being true and honest. It's like about the
Whoever has
money.
the most money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And who cannot steal from you? That's
Yeah.
like.
Do
the
you think it's
loyalty game.
because Smurf is so kind of stingy with the amount she gives out, so that makes him like hyper, you know?
For sure, which is why they
Aware.
want to create
Right.
their own heists.
Yeah.
Yeah,
to
and
save
earn
their
the
own
big
money?
bucks
Yeah.
Who
that she
doesn't want to
does.
spend more money?
But now they're having a problem like trying to figure out how to launder it, you know? Because you can't just all of a sudden come up with $5,000 in a week especially Darren, you know, with his bar. He has to really be careful with that stuff.
Right.
In fact, they want to launder it through his bar. I think it's
I know.
ridiculous.
That was
I mean,
doing
that's
such a
smart.
good job, though.
That's smart. But
right, exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm on team Darren here, so
I
cops
know.
are
I
smarter.
really want him to do well. I
Me
want him
too.
to have like a relationship with another dude. Like I'm like, come on, like you know,
I feel like
a
he-
cute little
yeah.
bar like couple, and like you know, I don't.
He just
He's
needs
like
to like
second
move out of
smartest after
California,
Jay.
like go do his own own thing somewhere else.
He's not.
He's
gonna
never
do
He
that.
can't now because of the
No.
bar.
He
Oh, we
can't.
got the live chatter.
Here we
Can't
go.
wait.
We got a lot of people in the live chat. Love
wow.
it. Let's see. Vin Butler.
We got the
uncle-
live chat. We just had to take down people's Instagram pages.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry.
It's all good. I was like, wait, what?
He was
He's showing us
stalking.
what he was doing on his spare
we heard,
time.
we heard you were a Miss Something, so I had to find out.
Oh yeah, back in the
It
day.
was just investigative,
Engineer
journalism,
room.
engineering.
Yeah, love it. Let's see. David Baldwin says he's only 17 and still in high school. The uncles are smart to bring him up slow, but Smug,
You
mean
Smurf, I
Smurf?
think, was right. Had it been one of them, they would have taken out everyone.
It's true, yeah.
Yeah.
And I sensed some jealousy between Darren towards Jay in that whole conversation.
Yes.
Because he was like, oh, well, Jay has my room now. Smurf gave it to him. Like, oh, because he's the favorite now. Like, it was always these lines. It's like, dude, you chose to, like,
She's doing
nice.
leave
Being
the
replaced.
family. Yeah.
He's being replaced. You can't
So-
hang.
Mhm. I feel like it shows his tie of like why he's never going to leave California, why he's always going to still be doing the heist with them. As much as he wants to say that he hates Smurf and he wants nothing to do with her, that loyalty, that love, it's still there, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and he did get really emo about all of that. And especially, like, he was like, oh, he could have shot him, you know? Like, okay, you weren't there. You don't know what's going on. Like, the
exactly.
situation, there was 4 of them, and it was just Jay. And, you know, he tried to get his gun, but something happened. And, yeah, he got
That's
beat
what I'm saying.
up.
I thought Baz had real good words for Jay.
You weren't going to say parenting skill.
No.
Baz's words
No.
of wisdom. It'll be a new segment we have.
Exactly. They come sometimes, other times not so much.
Like once a season, you know?
Let's see. Still, so Vin Butler says, still wonder if Baz is Jay's father. Yeah, we are all wondering that. Because now I feel like we're starting to find out fathers. Like in last episode, we found out who Craig's dad was.
Right.
'Cause we didn't know that before,
We,
right?
we met him
knew?
before.
We met him before, right?
It
but
was
we
just
didn't
like
know.
a very quick scene.
Right,
the
but we
last
Wait,
didn't
who is
know.
Craig's father?
Jake, the one who
Oh,
ran
that's
off
right.
with
That's
Nanny.
right. That's right.
Yeah, so.
And then Louis is Javi's dad.
Yeah.
So who's Manny?
I think
Manny was
The guy that
Oh,
was.
you got an idea?
I think that was like the dad of Louise. It just seems like that's a like.
Because he was an older man. I remember
Yeah,
when he was
so
like
I
sick in the bed.
assume maybe that was like.
So that was Javi's grandfather?
That would
Okay.
make sense, yeah.
All right.
That's how I
We'll
saw
go-
it. I'm
we'll
like,
go
I'll
with
take
that.
it because
We'll
you know
see.
he
I
took
don't know
care
if
of
that
it.
makes
Prime
sense.
Minister,
Yeah.
so.
But yeah, speaking of, let's talk about Smurf and her whole situation because we haven't really touched on that. And
That's only the whole episode.
I know that's only our theme song coming in, right?
We talked about pieces,
Because
but
she's so boss.
we thought, I was talking about this earlier, like all of my notes were like, Smurf is losing control, like Smurf is done for, the guys are actually going to take over, who knew? And then that last scene happens, and I was like, erase. Like, Smurf is still the boss bitch for sure.
She is.
I think she just doesn't have to do a lot to prove herself. And everybody doubts her, and I feel like the audience has to be like the kids. Like, we doubt her, we don't want to be around her. She's just out of control. She's too old. Like she just needs to be out of the game, type of thing. But she's like, okay, well, I'm just gonna move my card here and there, and I'm gonna be good. You
She
know,
literally is playing her cards right.
Yeah.
like so nonchalant. So like, I'm not sweating, but I'm gonna make you guys sweat. You know,
Yeah.
for me.
And they're going to do it.
Yeah,
Like,
and
she
then the
was not
audience is
sweating.
like, "Oh my god!" You know, I'm sweating along with them. Like, how is she gonna pull this off? She's gonna kill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when she decided to go with Baz to drop off the money, I was like, that could be an ambush. Like, why is she just sitting in the car like, it's whatever.
But she even called Baz out, like, or is somebody following us? Like, because he was so tense,
Right.
of, like,
Yeah.
you know,
I
being
was
followed by the
tense.
car. Yeah,
Yeah.
being followed by like the police
Yeah.
for Kath and Hobby's guys, and
All she needed was like a blunt.
Yeah,
chilling, like,
just like,
I'm
what's wrong with
good.
you?
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
nothing's gonna happen.
Pussy.
Yeah, basically. Like, what happened to all the training? I feel like it's like she's like retraining them. Like, what happened to all the training that I did? Why are you sweating?
Right.
Like, we got this.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty rare that you see Smurf sweat. I think the only time was when we actually see, like, people coming into her home. And because that's the only time we've ever seen it, like, I guess, a war, you could say, on her turf.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been outside. And so, you know, the beginning part of this episode, and I think the last part of last episode, was when you could actually see her kind of freak out. Like, oh my God, this is my place, my stuff. But I mean, she went into action quick, which we didn't see. Right. You know, we only found out afterwards.
Right.
At the end of the episode. And that was so crazy that she had Deke shoot Javier.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
Because the camera pans to Baz, but like doesn't show his hands. So you're like, oh shit, like Baz killed him.
I kind of thought it was him at first, but I was like, wait, what just happened?
And then with like 0.5 seconds later, you see like Deke like pulling back his gun, and I was like, oh my God.
But you saw how Baz was so surprised.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't even know Smurf.
Yeah.
Like he was like, oh my God, I don't know my own mom. Like this woman I've always lived with.
Well, maybe
like,
if they were family.
they're always like family.
Like family.
And she picked that up real quick after she's like, oh, your family.
You see the beat down and then the hug.
Yeah.
So do you think it's kind of like they all have Stockholm syndrome a little bit of it?
Yeah.
And that's probably why they feel
because they're all like
That
what
makes a lot of
foster
sense.
kids, or like they're not hers, or maybe not all of them.
Well, it's only
they're all hers
Baz,
except for Baz.
Right, and Jay, because
Jay.
that's her grandson.
uh-huh.
But yeah, Baz is the only one, and I think there was another. There's so many quotes that were so good. In what was I gonna say? Oh, Baz is the only one that's not her son, and I think the other ones kind of feel that. I don't know how to say this. So go ahead, you guys talk.
Is it just me, or do you think Baz is the one that sticks up for her the most? I know they all do at some point, but I just feel like he voices himself the loudest and the most compared to all the
I think because he
sons.
appreciates her more because of what she did for him, like
Right,
taking him in and not making him like sleep out on the streets. Because you see what happens when Smurf doesn't take you in and just dumps you to the side with Javi.
So she has these two sons. Then she brings in Baz. Or, I'm sorry,
three.
Three. Then she brings in Baz.
Oh, and Julia.
Right. His twin.
Yeah.
Why not bring in Manny? It's already like a football team, right? But like, why not bring in one more?
You mean
Like,
Javi?
yeah, my bad. Javi.
Right.
Javi. Yeah.
I
Like,
mean,
what
at
do
the
you
end,
think the deal was?
she said he is worthless. I don't know.
but,
I mean,
Maybe the relationship they had with that, or she had with that
the
family man.
right? Yeah.
And
It had nothing to do with him.
Yeah,
But it was
no.
more of like his dad.
Maybe like a FU, I'm not going to take him in, you know?
See, here's a quote I was looking for.
had
Manny
one brown
said
son.
from Javi, or Javi said that Manny said Smurf would climb over her kids to keep from drowning.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
You're right.
Like completely.
You're right.
And we kind of see that. Like she'll climb over anyone.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
That's like if you were all drowning, who would you save? And it's like myself.
myself.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So that's what I was looking for
horrible.
earlier when I was like, I can't figure out what I'm
Yeah,
doing.
that
She
was a
would.
good
I
one.
mean, if Pope goes down for like Catherine's death, like she's not gonna try to help him.
Yeah,
she's
for
gonna
sure.
sit back and watch it. We even saw Darren say like, she was at peace when you went off to jail, dude. Like,
Exactly.
she doesn't care as long as
Exactly.
her, like, as long as she's good and she's safe, and her money is good and she doesn't have ties to it.
Yeah.
So now that people are like looking at Smurf and being like, you're shady woman, I don't know you. Do you think some of them or one of them might turn on her, or that's what I feel
I
like.
would
Yeah,
like
I
to
always
see
feel
that.
that.
You know, like is she gonna not take into consideration that her son might turn on her because she's that good, or
I think she feared that, I would say probably at the beginning of the episode, but then now she has them all under her control again, and she's always they're all kind of dumb. So she's like, as much as you
They're
love them, like they
slow.
really are, the only one that's smart is Jay. So maybe, I feel like maybe Jay could be the one that took over, if anything. But with the rest of them, she's always one step ahead.
Right.
So I
Yeah,
just can't
because
see it.
they all have something on her.
Mm-hmm.
Like they just haven't really thought about it. They can all take her down for something that.
But
she's done
here's
to
the
them
thing,
now.
it's like they could take her down, but in the flip, she could take them down. And that's why they had to go
10
get the
times
body.
more.
Yeah, because it was just like, well, we could just leave her, but
True.
I mean, when she's caught for that, then the whole operation goes down, and then were involved and implicated, and that's
Do you guys,
not good.
going off of real quick back to Javi, I was reading, Vin said maybe she saw that Javi was a little psycho even as a kid. But that made me think, that was funny, but that made me think, like, what if it wasn't so much that she got rid of him just because she didn't care for him or because he had ties to Louise, but she got rid of him because, like, strategy-wise, he just didn't fit in with the family. Like, oh, he's too much of a hothead. I can't depend on him if we go out for a job.
Oh,
I don't know.
probably.
That's
I
where
mean,
my brain
he
started going. Yeah.
he did go in the house and like tear it up like as a hothead. So yeah, that makes total sense. Maybe he
That'd
was
be
like that.
interesting to
And
learn if that was
The
true.
fact that they mentioned, or she mentioned, that he was never going to stop.
Here's something from the chat. So Orpflow says Javi reminded her of what she did, which is so true. Because if you shoot a kid's like dad, you don't want to have that kid probably in your house, right?
True.
Yeah.
Especially if he saw it, maybe he could snitch.
Yeah.
I mean, he knows.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's probably why.
But I really feel like it's that. He was not going to stop. Now that he's older and somewhat wiser, I guess, he was like, nope, I know you did it. And
Right.
I guess he was trying to take control of her, like, give me money or do this or do that, or I'm going to tell her, you know, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, no, I'm the boss. Bang.
He should have came by himself when Baz was like, two guys. Like,
I
you got two
know.
people.
That's horrible.
Should have just left that guy, left Deke back at home.
But it was interesting
Damn.
with Baz and Javi by themselves at the beach. Like Baz finally got the opportunity to see his possible other life that he didn't have because he was taken in by Smurf. So it's like seeing that reflection of like that bad life that I could have had, even though it's his life is not that great either. But you
Kind
know,
of like her quote saying,
Right.
like, I'll tell you how the foster care system is or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, good point.
like it's on the flip side. So he does feel empathetic towards him and feels for him, and but at the same time he's like, get over it. We all do. We all did. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
you know,
This is
grow
20
up.
years ago.
Right, grow up. And
Yeah.
that's it, move on.
Yeah.
But you
Clearly,
see
she
Javi,
holds
like,
grudges.
yeah, but you see Javi was like pouring his heart out, you
Yeah.
know? Like, I felt so bad for
Yeah.
him.
Right.
Like, of course he would want revenge. Any kid would probably want revenge
Yeah.
like that.
I mean,
depends
Jay
in the
wanted
show.
revenge.
How cool.
Yeah, right.
We
Exactly.
saw, we definitely saw a more human side of Javi this episode, rather than just like the bloodthirsty killer that like hates
Yeah.
Smurf. Like you saw why he was doing what he was doing, and I was like, damn, dude, like, I'm so sorry you had to go that way.
I'm like, it's not a great life that they have either.
Right, exactly.
They're constantly running from the law, too.
Yeah.
Right,
like,
but,
Javi just-
but like
but
she,
it's
the
better.
Smurf said, like, you're always interested in the next party. It's not
Right.
about, like, keeping the money, saving it, kind of how she portrays herself to be.
Right.
Like, she saves all their money and all the income that comes in. But all the other guys are like, party, next one, that was such a cool rush. It's like,
Right.
then what? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Except for Darren. Darren bought a bar.
Darren invested.
Darren's
He was the
smart.
only
Yes.
smart
Well,
one.
not talking about
it.
I love Darren's character the most because he definitely had a future as a kid. He was like what
A surfer.
a surfer,
Yeah.
but
Right.
like he was sponsored. He was like the kid
Yeah.
to be.
Right.
He had some type of skill to
Right, and I'm
legit
just like,
skill.
and then it just crashed and burned, and then he was stuck. Like he felt like he was nobody.
Yeah.
and I feel like now he's bouncing back with this bar. Like, oh, I'm gonna be clean again.
Right.
I'm gonna be
like
in
I'm
the
doing
clear.
good with
Yeah.
the money.
And they're all like, nope, no, you're not. We're taking you back down with
I
us.
hope he stays.
Like,
I hope he
and
stays.
And I don't even think it's Smurf doing it. I think it's just his own brothers doing
Right.
that. You know.
And I think he's probably just so used to being pulled into it that
Of
it's really hard to
course.
say no.
Right.
And it's
Yeah.
family and it's this and it's that. And even though he throws big major tantrums,
Right.
it's like
he's the
still gonna
youngest,
do it.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
the
Darren's
youngest.
the youngest.
He's the youngest.
And even his like bromance with Craig is like, it's great and it's entertaining to watch, but that is something that's like keeping him back, you know?
Yes.
Like
Right.
Craig's always screwing him over, like always convincing him to get back in with the family.
Yeah.
It's like if you
Yeah.
do it, I do it.
I was
Like, what?
about to say that. Yeah, it's like this pact that they made.
Yeah. It's kind of.
I used to do that with a friend. Like, if you get fat, I get fat.
I was like,
So it
oh,
always-
nice.
I thought you were gonna be like, if you kill, I kill.
no,
Like,
no,
I was
no.
like, oh, we're letting
Well, it depends who and what they do. No,
I
but
think
it was
for
like,
me,
oh,
it was like, you got
yeah,
that
okay.
period? Yeah, I got it too. Like, I think that was to the limit of
my
that, right? No other pact.
Right. Speaking of packs and them doing the job, one thing that like totally crossed my mind, I was like, these guys are really handy. Like they just know how to do stuff that I don't feel most city guys would know how to do.
It's like, what school did you guys go to?
They all went to trade
What
school.
Universal?
They all learned everything.
They taught them everything.
They do take up random jobs. Like now Craig's a waiter or whatever.
But that's,
like,
I think he wants to pull a job there.
Right,
on the
but
yacht.
I think maybe because they do so many different jobs, that's how eventually they start.
Because they got all these trucks and equipment.
I know, but I'm thinking like, how does he know how to plug that into that thing
and to find this and that?
Maybe that's like Smurf's training. She's like, okay, today you're handyman. Go. Like,
a
plumber.
That's awesome.
Or like what people probably would say, like you could YouTube it. Like yes, you get it, but
I know you're.
But
you
they're
need
like
to practice
at it. Like they're not messing up.
Especially the first time they get it done, whether it takes long or not. But they get it done the first time.
If only they like closed up their jobs thoroughly, they'd be killer.
I know.
It'd be amazing.
That poor lady's gonna go down her basement and just a big old.
I was like, I hope y'all got all the bones. Because imagine she's like, oh, what is all this dirt?
here's
And
a
just like a
human
bone
tooth.
comes
Yeah.
out. Oh my God.
Yeah,
It'd be
that's horrible.
terrifying.
That Valerie Garcia, they went to DIY school. LOL.
Exactly,
awesome.
they did.
Oh my
They
God,
did.
I
really
wish they taught that in schools. You know how before they used to teach like carpentry and like
Yeah, I had
oh,
shop
wood
class.
shack
And
and
all
wood shop,
that.
I didn't have that.
You didn't?
Uh-uh.
I did.
Not here.
I made a lamp.
Did it turn on? Did
Yeah, it did.
Okay,
it turned
good.
on.
Then you made
I made a lamp.
So if you need to do any jobs, land the way to get around.
That's it.
Years.
I can
it.
light your job.
Got it.
That's about it.
funny.
Let's see. I guess that's we pretty much covered everything, right? Got everything. So let's move into predictions.
Oh, let's do it. Cue the music.
No.
All
All right. We'll just
there it is.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV prediction.
We could have the live chat
get scared.
and the prediction music at the same time. So you had to bear with me.
Okay. It's
All right, we're
good.
good. We're good.
No worries.
All right. Now we're off. Let's start. Who wants to start?
I'll start.
Okay, you start.
I started and I was halfway through a thought in my head. Not smart. I definitely see, kind of we talked about earlier, is Jay slowly coming of age and taking over. Like last episode was definitely his turning point episode where he was like the nice kid that was learning the software on how to like launder the money through, and now he's put in a situation where he had to become super badass and he had to kind of take charge in that situation. So I definitely see him kind of moving up the ranks a little more, and I feel like even what Olga said is somebody's gonna possibly take over and leave Smurf like in the dust, and I definitely see Jay doing that. Maybe he'll recruit Nikki. I don't know.
That's
So
true.
you're thinking
I
our
definitely,
season?
yeah, I'm
That's
thinking
true.
season-wise.
Okay.
But then I guess episode-wise, I don't know. I guess next episode we'll see probably the yacht heist, and hopefully that goes well for Craig's sake, because he's kind of the one running the reins on this show. I think it'd be cool. Going back to my Jay prediction, it'd be cool to see Jay work. I could see it happening. Jay working his way up with the guys and gaining respect, and then from there on, he gains respect with Smurf and kind of topples her over. Because Baz is distracted, Pope is distracted, Craig's distracted, Darren's distracted. Jay's kind of distracted by Nikki, but not so much. I feel like that's a side thing. So I could definitely, he'll become the main man of the kingdom, the keys to the kingdom,
The high schooler taking over.
Yeah.
Right? The 18-year-old.
I think
Can she? Okay.
Can you give,
she
you
doesn't
might
have
not
to.
be able to.
I thought maybe you'd spill the beans about something.
Yeah.
I was like, well,
So here's what I think. It could be a coincidence, but since we have Allie here, I think there's more to her introduction. So I feel like either she is going to be the new Lucy.
Oh.
I could see that.
Or the new Lucy. That's all I think. I think
Maybe
there's
get in
gonna
the family
be a
like
deeper
Nikki.
connection with the babysitter, because I just don't
There was a
think
little
that
something
Baz
there.
would just babysit or find a babysitter just for the day of or whatever. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel
Lena
like,
tells her all the crap that goes down at home. And she's like,
I feel like, there's going to be a little team going on.
Can I go off of you real quick?
Sure.
What if Allie becomes the informant?
Oh,
because we got the police.
Yes, I love this.
We got the police coming on.
I'm like trying to look at her
everything.
facial expressions,
I
like,
know.
who's right?
Kids,
Like, yeah.
kids talk. She's like, maybe.
Okay.
Kids talk, you know?
Yeah.
You always tell kids, like, hey, don't say anything. And they go to that
Yeah.
person, like, so-and-so told me
And
not
she
to tell
did.
you
That's why her mom's
dead. Exactly.
So-
So, I mean, I could see it.
Could be.
What do you think?
Let's see. I do think there's a little bit more something there. That introduction was, I could kind of feel some chemistry maybe. I don't know. We'll see. As far as the other characters, I think Pope's starting to really sweat some stuff, especially with the whole, cops being around looking for Catherine. He knows that. He doesn't want to lose his new girlfriend, but the cops are also asking her a lot of questions.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I kind of feel like in this next episode or two, something's going to happen with him where he's not going to lose it, but kind of revert back to that creepy Pope we know.
Oh, I'd like to see
You know?
that. Yeah, I kind of
In
miss that
some
Pope.
way. Yeah.
You
I
miss
just,
the Pope.
Yeah.
You're like, I just want to see a
It's
glimmer of
weird,
him.
but I miss it. Yeah.
I do love his
Cool.
name though, Pope.
Yeah.
That they
Yeah.
give him. Like, that's interesting. He's supposed to be I feel like he's supposed to be the head guy, not Smurf, the entire time, because he's very quiet and like always in the background.
Yeah.
Now that he's asking more questions, I'm like, oh my god, what he's gonna do?
Yeah, I could feel.
I think that's where they throw you off.
But I could see him eventually, like taking it all over and like doing something to Smurf, like
That'd be a
turning.
good
I could
twist,
see
yeah.
him, if anyone, turning on her, because I feel like she has done probably the most to him in some sort of way. So, because he's the oldest, you know?
Right.
Yeah, but
He suffered a lot for her. Yeah.
yeah, I think that's
Definitely.
I think those are my predictions for now. If
Those
you
are
guys
great predictions. Let me tell
we
you.
will have to see.
I know.
We
Let's
got
see
what,
next
like
week.
3 episodes left of this
What was
season?
it?
This
This
was
was episode
7.
7?
And there's
Yeah.
10.
Oh my God. There's only
13.
Oh, 13. Okay,
Okay.
so you got more.
So there's like
Oh,
20
there's
more.
a lot of juice coming. There's a lot of juice.
Nice.
I'm excited.
I love
That'll
it.
be amazing.
Speaking of juice, tomorrow is Wednesday. Yeah, Thursday we'll find out if OJ is released from jail.
Oh.
Wow.
I was like, that was
random.
The end. Sorry guys, I work in news.
I thought it was related to
No, just because she
This.
said the juice, so I've been hearing the
Okay.
juice all week.
Got it.
Sorry.
well, I mean,
Should have been
it's
clear.
This is a crime show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's relatable
See?
in that sense.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's
And
I'm all about the crime.
I mean, going back to, I almost called you Allie. Oh, I always do this. I like call, I guess, by their character name. Olga, what was it? I mean, you've transitioned from like theater to now film and TV. Like, what has that been like, just audition-wise and industry-wise? So I feel like theater is maybe a little more like welcoming than film and TV. But what's-
Definitely. I think I've just been in school pretty much all my life. I got my master's in acting, and that was only like 3 years ago. And I've always done theater. And theater, yes, it is welcoming, but it's always been in a school structured setting, or just like Shakespeare in the Park with Independent
fun.
Shakespeare Company. If you're in LA, please go see them. They're amazing. They're Griffith Park. It's free. I've always done that just because they're so supportive, and transitioning over to television and film has been choppy. Like, you just don't know what type of people are going to be there because everybody's busy. You need to book the next big show, or this needs to be, perfect. There's so much money riding on it. So I've seen both ends of the spectrum. And being Latina, I think it's opening up a little bit more for us, but it's always a struggle and a push forward. But I've been blessed that I haven't been stereotyped or done things that I didn't want to do, and that comes from me as well, saying no or not or passing,
Right.
But at the same time, I think these roles have just been flat, and anybody can play them. It's just open to any
Nice.
person. So I think I've been blessed on that end to be able to audition for stuff like that. So it's hard. It's always going to be hard, and I know that, and you have to know that coming in, and you just have to stick it out till until you just don't want to anymore. But I'm always gonna want to.
Right.
It's like a rush. Like these guys like go on these heists. It's like a rush in the audition room. Like you're like, you don't know what I can do, and let me show you.
Awesome.
You know.
Right.
So if you're not having fun, they're definitely gonna say that you're not having fun. So it's interesting. I like it, and it's a weird profession to tell people like. Yeah, so I go up to a room and I stand there and I say these lines, you know, like the basic of like how auditions go. But they're all staring at you. They're all looking how they can use you. And a lot of people and a lot of actors' mistake is like, do they like me? Do they not like me? Did I do something wrong? It's like, that's not your job. Your job is to perform what the character calls for. Yeah.
Right. Wow, I've never heard that. That's a great way.
That's great advice. Definitely.
Yeah, it's all mental. So if you're not motivated, if you don't want to be there, then everybody else is gonna see that. So I always try to be like, all right, cool place, you know, center myself, because you know LA traffic and like all these emails, or if you have a day job, like I gotta get off work, and like, it's just a lot of pressure. And then even now now that I have a couple TV shows under my belt, a lot more people are asking me what's next, or what are you gonna do next, and what do you see yourself doing? Are you gonna do a movie? What are you gonna start? And I'm like, that's a lot of pressure. The fact that I'm this far and 3 years in to being a professional actor, to me being like considering myself that, I've been so blessed and so lucky. I feel. I mean, cool. And luck comes with like dedication and hard work, of course. But at the same time, I'm like, damn, I didn't know I was gonna do this faster than a lot of people, you know. So now people are like, so what's next? And blah blah blah. I'm like, I don't know. I didn't know. You know, like I just tried. I'm always gonna apply myself every audition that I go to. So I can't. There's no answer. I don't know.
Cool. No kidding. It's so cool to have you. You were actually on one of my other favorite shows, Westworld.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So if you guys watch Westworld, check her out.
I gotta watch more TV.
Oh, you have to watch Westworld. It's
Westworld
really good.
is so good.
It's so good.
Guys, give me your passwords.
Those HBO Go passwords.
Because I ain't got no cable.
That's how you do it.
All right. Well, I think that wraps up today's episode. We want to thank Olga so much for being here.
Thank you.
It was awesome. So where can people find you again on social media?
At official_ Olga Aguilar.
Awesome.
And Leslie over there.
Hello. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at In Less Than No Time.
All right.
And Lila, you can find me on Instagram at Laylizzle.
And I'm Alina, and you can find me on all social media at Alina Vision. And so next week, same place, same time. We'll be back here. Thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
See ya.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Yeah.
The next episode, like,
some of the things you guys are saying, I was like, oh yeah, and I'm like, no.
Can't say anything.
You're like, yeah, we filmed that one.
Yeah.